Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson, and I'm joined by the mighty Joe Yeager. Well, it's finally here, Joe. I know they're not actually tipping off a game, but the Red Raiders opened up practice to the 2019-20 basketball season, and man, it's sweet. What are your thoughts on it?
I feel like just letting out a roar or something like that, just bellowing from joy. I believe it's like 41 days away now for November 5th tip-off. So yeah, I'm thrilled to death. I'm excited. I'm telling you, man, these newcomers are really gonna rock some people's boats, shred some people's wheat. They're going to be a heck of a team to watch, and they're just going to get better and better as the season goes along. As Beard has talked about, they're going to be better in December than in November. Yeah. Hopefully going to be better in April than they are in December and so forth. So it's going to be quite a thing to watch, and to just see this team develop and mature and how all the pieces come together, because there are so many different pieces. It's going to be an interesting and exciting ride.
Let's take a step back and just kind of take a look at some of the broader pictures here of the whole season. First off, Joel Ntambwe, his status is still in doubt. He was at practice, saw him at practice earlier this week, so that's good. But until the NCAA announces a ruling, they're kind of in limbo. And I think Beard intimated that. It's like, we're still waiting to see. He mentioned he would be a huge part of the team if he is granted the waiver. If not, they're going to have the best offseason ever to get him ready, which I believe all of that. Of course, he's a truth teller. But how big is it if the Red Raiders get Joel Ntambwe or not? I mean, just what's the difference there?
Yeah, I mean, and look, I think they're going to get him. Okay. I think that because it seems like the vast majority of these waiver applications are getting green lighted. Okay. It takes a while for it to happen, but I mean, the latest one is Rasir Bolton up at Iowa State, Penn State transfer, and I think the general feeling early on was that he was probably going to have to sit this year. Wow. And he got approved. Okay. So I mean, it seems like the NCAA is being pretty lenient on this, and so that can only bode well for Joel. Yeah. I don't know his specific situation. Obviously,
Beard did say that one time that he and once again, I don't think Beard was BSing here. I mean, he's going to pitch for his guy, but he did say he believes that he has a righteous reason for transfer, for getting that waiver.
Right. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. What differences is it going to make? I mean, look, I think that Texas Tech and Kansas. And now that's a program that's on fire right now.
Yeah, that's a topic for
So I mean,
another time, I guess.
Listen, depending on what happens, I mean, that's a contender that could kind of go down in flames here. We just don't know what's going to happen there, but things are not looking so hot up in Lawrence right now. But I mean, if you strip all that aside, I mean, Kansas was the general favorite.
Sure.
No question about it. But it's been my opinion that Tech and Kansas are like this. Okay, and that Baylor is just a shade behind those two teams. And, it could very well be that one talented player, like an Ntambwe, could spell the difference between Kansas or Texas Tech winning the Big 12 title. I mean, I think they're that close. I think Ntambwe has that kind of talent. So it's, I think it's an important deal. It really is. It really is pretty important.
For those who don't know, Joel Ntambwe, 6'9", 6'8", 6'9" forward. He's really kind of a 3, but he can play a 4. Averaged 12.5 points, 5.5 rebounds for UNLV as a true freshman last year. He's looked really good in practice a couple times I've seen him. So that would be a huge boost for the Red Raiders. So putting Ntambwe aside, which new Red Raider are you most excited to see actually play this year?
Boy, I mean, the obvious answer is Jahmias Ramsey. And I am very excited to see, because, I mean, look, you saw the show that he put on in the Bahamas. Yeah. Was it 44 points in that one game? Yeah. And he could have easily had 50 if he'd hit his free throws.
12 rebounds, too.
12 rebounds. I mean, he was unstoppable. I said it before. He looked like a pro. Yeah. He looked like an NBA player right now. And I've even read elsewhere that he is now on NBA radars because of what happened in the Bahamas. So he's now officially a one-and-done candidate. So obviously you got that. But the thing is, I think all of us were expecting Jahmias Ramsey to be very, very good. So what I'm interested in is Terrence Shannon. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the guy, because I think that's the guy that can catch some people napping a little bit.
Yeah.
It's hard to say that. I mean, he was a top
huge.
100 guy, you
I
know.
want to point out, we've seen him. We've been in person since you brought Shannon up. I was standing right next to him the other day when they opened up practice. He is huge. I mean, he is every bit of 6'6". He may be closer to 6'7" now. I mean, and he's big. I don't know. John Riley got a hold of him, and I was shocked at how big he was. Our new guy, Bradley Fernandez, was shocked with how big Chewy is. I'm used to kind of having that feeling about Chewy. But Shannon, man, he is ginormous to go with that athleticism.
Yeah, and just, I mean, look, he's a ginormous, to use your word, perimeter guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, they kind of considered him a forward, but I mean, it looks to me like he's actually going to be playing on the wing a little bit more, and he's got a quick first step, and that's just amazing for a guy his size to have that immediate burst. I mean, I wasn't seeing anybody in the Bahamas that could slow him down. That's the kind of deal where, you know, once you get that working into the offense, they can go to that again. And at some point, I think you're going to see teams having to kind of double up on him and clamp down and help off of other people. And then at that point, he's got to develop the ability to distribute. And so I don't know that much about his passing skills yet, but I do know potentially he could be an incredible scorer, and he can finish. I mean, that's a guy that can absolutely sky and throw it down.
Yeah.
These guys just keep on coming through the Tech program. Zaire Smith, Jarrett was something else. I mean, you had Zach Smith before that. Heck, you had to go back to Lance Hughes, Darvin Ham, you know, and the Tech always has an incredible dunker. And I think Terrence Shannon is going to be the guy that's going to be getting people out of their seats in the USA.
Well, him and Ramsey, both of them. I think they're going to be in competition for that guy this year, right? Because I keep going back and forth of which guy I think is a better dunker. I mean, Ramsey, like Zaire, won best finisher in the Metroplex for all of high school. You know, look, man, that's a big deal. There's a lot of talent in the Metroplex. If you win that award, you're skywalking, man. Yep. And like you said, Shannon, he's from Chicago. He hits that next level where you think he's not going to be able to go any higher, and he keeps going, and he's able to throw it down. You know, it's pretty amazing. Now, I love that he's a lefty because it seems like it's still, even with all the scouting reports and the fancy, you know, the big coaching staffs and all that, it takes them at least 10 minutes to figure out, oh, this guy's left-handed after he's dunked on you a couple times. So that's going to be, I can't wait. I agree. I can't wait to see both Ramsey and Shannon. Those guys on the wings, man, attacking. Woo, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so let's wrap it up, because we love talking Tech hoops. We could talk about it all day. But let's wrap it up, this edition up with, what's your biggest question going into the season, or as they start practice? What are you like? We need to find the answer to this.
You know, no, I'm going to disregard that. I was going to say Tech did not play good defense in the Bahamas, but that's not going to be an issue.
They weren't playing their Iron Donut.
No, they weren't. That was not the Iron Donut. And Tech, it's Beard, it's Mark Adams. They're going to play defense. So I don't think we have to worry about that with all that athleticism. You know, you got tons and tons of talent. This could be on paper the most talented Texas Tech basketball team ever. No kidding. So that's not going to be an issue. You know, I think what it all just comes down to, I mean, if Texas Tech can get anywhere near the sorts of intangibles that they had with last year's team, combined with this kind of talent, then, man, just look out, you know. So, I mean, I think that's really what it's going to come down to. It's going to be talking about building chemistry, building that meshed team where everything's locked in together. You want these guys to get along together, to be friends, and they're going to do all that team building stuff with the retreats and the, you know, falling off of logs and ice cream socials, little kiss, hug.
Hey, it works, so whatever.
Whatever works. So, but they're going to be working on that, you know. And so I'm not the only one that's coming up with that. I mean, I think the talent is there, the coaching is there, the culture is there, the assistant coaching is there, the defensive tradition is there. All that stuff is there. I think it's just a matter of building the chemistry and the sort of interwoven, interlocked sort of a team.
Yeah. Let me bounce something off you real quick. I'm a little concerned about interior height.
Yep.
I mean, now, as far as from 1 to 5, I know they go positionless and all that, but I mean, as far as the 5 guys they have on the court, most of their guys are going to be bigger than the other guy. Like, they have really big guards. Riley's got them all. They're bullies out there. I mean, they really are. They're so bulked up. They almost look like a football team. But you start looking at Clark. He's going to be undersized at 6'6", as kind of a 4. Holyfield, he's big, but he's not like a Norrance where you're like, oh my God, this bull's going to just run me over. And they don't have a Owens or Zach Smith who's just going to come from the backside and really just erase any mistakes you make. So I'm a little like, compared to the last couple of years, they don't have a lot. Like, I like Chewy, but is he ready to play against Iowa State and Ames, coming off the bench? I don't know. And he's got some time before we have to answer that question, or he has to answer that question. But what kind of height do they have inside in terms of against the Kansases, the Iowa States, the Baylors?
Yeah, I think that could be something of an issue on the defensive end.
Right.
Now, I don't think that's going to be an issue in rebounding.
Really
No, I don't, because you can rebound at all 5 positions, and when you have high average height, which Tech will because of those big guards and everything,
Yes.
I think they're going to be all right in that area. And one other thing, rebounding, as you well know, isn't just about height. It's about physical strength, and it's about and it's about the knack for knowing where the ball is. And it's about quickness to getting to balls.
I think one of the most least talked about things about rebounding is discipline. The idea of just putting a body on somebody every time, and you're going to do it. Where there's not even a question. You're going to find somebody, you're going to block your man out, and then you're going to go get the ball. People don't talk about the discipline of you are going to block out, because all it takes is one time, and somebody gets a big offensive rebound, putback, and that could be the difference of the game.
Yep, that's right. That's absolutely right. And but so I don't think the rebounding is going to be an issue, but I do believe there is a question a little bit about interior defense. Depends on Chewy and whether he can. He showed some signs. I don't know. To me, he's one of those guys. To me, there's 8 guys that are definitely going to be in the rotation. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you got 3 or 4 other guys, not including in Tom Way, that you're waiting to see. And he's one of them. He could get into that rotation, maybe not. Tyreek Smith is another guy, that may be in the rotation, maybe not. But you're not going to have a great eraser. I think Holyfield is capable of blocking shots. He did that well at Stephen F. Austin.
I think Ramsey's going to block some shots too.
Yeah. Their guards may be blocking some shots. And I think Tyreek Smith, if he's good enough to get into the road, I think he's capable of blocking some shots. But it's going to be more of a committee thing. Maybe you get, a block shot here, a block shot there from a bunch of different guys. You're not going to get anybody breaking records the way Tyreek did.
Right.
That we'll just have to see. But yeah, I think that's a good point. We'll have to see how that goes.
I think circling back around to our opening topic, this is where Ntambwe, not that he's noted for his defense, but just the length he will bring. And he's going to play defense if he's going to be here. Yeah. I think just the depth in the interior and the length would help, because they can't play him at 4. So we'll have to see, but we're obviously pumped about Tech basketball having started up practice not long now. Like you said, I believe 41 days. They tip off November 5th. Mighty Joe, great stuff from you as always. Thank y'all for watching, and until next time.